Hey there, welcome to Make It Funny, where I take your suggestions and I make them fun. Hey, if you'd like to leave a suggestion for me to make funny, you put it in the comments and then I make it funny, and that's as easy as it is. Today's suggestion comes from David Dravanak, who's really starting to annoy me. I appreciate the suggestions, dude. But let somebody else have what? Nobody else is leaving any? Okay. So his suggestion is getting nervous. I'll tell you a place I get nervous. I wouldn't think I would. But it's when I'm trying to dictate notes to Siri. I have to say that quietly because if I say it out loud, she's going to pop up on my phone, which I'm using to record, and she's going to ruin this whole recording. But she makes me nervous when I use her to take my notes. While I'm driving around, I'll say, hey, S word, take a note. And then she'll say, what would you like to say? And that's when I get nervous because there's a clock. She only gives you a small window of silence before she shuts it down. And a lot of times I'm like, hey, S word, give me a note, take a note. She's like, all right, what would you like to say? And I'm like, the thing about it, and then she's like, all right. And then she repeats your note back to you. Okay, I've recorded. So then I have to start filling it with garbage words because I get stage fright. Hey, S word, take a note. What would you like it to say? You know what's funny is about getting nervous when steaks, balloons. I got to keep her going. The thing about being nervous is that. And then she says, all right, I've got that. The other thing I like to do when I have the S word take notes for me is I say a lot of crazy stuff because I'm a comedian. And it's really fun to hear her say it back to me. Because I'll be like, hey, S word, take a note. You know, when Jeffrey Dahmer's trying to justify why he eats things, is he like, hey, listen, you know, the wild animals eat their own young. And then Siri will, I almost said it. I don't know at this point, which is worse, saying that, the S word, or the N word. N word gets me canceled, but if I say the S word, this whole thing shuts down. What was I saying? The S word. Oh, yeah. And then she repeats back like, okay, I've recorded that eating your young is a good thing to do. Or whatever. I also wonder, too, when I leave my notes for comedy, is this being recorded over at Google headquarters or Apple headquarters? Right? They say if you Google certain things, you know, the feds will show up at your front door. And I always wonder, how closely are they keeping track of the stuff that I'm recording in my notes? You know Siri's recording. I said it again. You know she's recording everything I say. And there's a database of like, oh, well, let's see. He's into cannibalism. He's into bestiality. He has this obsession with serial killers. And then I have to go to whatever court you go to and be like, no, they're comedy bits. Trust me. Hey, Siri, shut off this video.